Okay, good morning, and here is a helpful video for those of you that need help starting our substitution worksheet part 3. Okay, so I'm going to do a selection of problems with you, starting with number 1. Okay, so all of these we're going to solve using substitution. So what we want to do first is look at which one of our equations says either x equals or y equals. So in this case, we're going to start with the bottom equation because it says y equals 2. Okay, so what that means is that we're going to take that 2 and we're going to substitute it into the top equation for y. Okay, let's rewrite the top equation. So we have 2x plus 8, and now instead of y, we're going to say times 2 equal 20. Your next step is to take a look at that and see if there's anything to multiply or if you can add like terms. In this case, we are going to multiply 8 and 2. So we have 2x plus 8 times 2 is 16 equal 20. All right, and so now we look at it, once you get it down to where you have 3 terms and only one of them has a variable on it, it's going to be solved in the same way. We're either going to add or subtract first and divide second. So we're going to undo the plus 16 by subtracting 16 here and canceling it. Then we'll subtract it on the other side and get 20 minus 16. Well, that's going to give us 4. Bring down that 2x from here, and our equal sign. And then our final step to solve for x is going to be to divide by the number that's next to the x. So we're going to divide by 2 and cancel it. Divide by 2 over here to get our answer of x equal 2. Okay, remember that our final answer is an ordered pair. And the ordered pair is going to be x comma y. So we just solve for x. So we're going to put 2 in the first spot. The y now, we're going to go back to the original equation we started with, y equal 2. And guess what? That's all they have there is y equal 2. So our answer for y is 2. And number 1 is done. Okay, good. Let's move on to something a little bit more challenging. So you can do 2. I will warn you that number 2 starts with x equals, not y equals. So you're going to substitute number 2 in for x, not y, but do it very similar to 1. All right, our next one we're going to do together on the video to help you is number 4. So, a couple of things that are different here. First of all, our equation we're going to start with is not y equals, it's x equals. That's okay. We have an x equals, and again, like I said, we are going to take this part and we are going to substitute it then, not in for y, but in for x. We know that because it tells us that x equals. All right, rewrite the equation. So, 2y plus, and not x now, 3y, that's what we're substituting, equals negative 15. All right, once you rewrite it, you got to ask yourself, is there anything to multiply? Nope. But is there like terms? Yes. So we're going to add 2y plus 3y to get 5y, and then bring down equals and negative 15. Okay, now we're to the last step already. We have to end by dividing the number out next to that y. So divide by 5, and we get y equals negative 3. All right, so for our ordered pair now, remember, x comma y, so this time, our ordered pair, we got the y value first. So we're going to put negative 3 as the second one. Okay, go back to your original equation that you started with. We started with this one, x equal 3y. So this time, the answer for x is not 3 because it's 3y. We learned that y is negative 3, so we have to do this. X equals 3 times our y value, negative 3. So x equal negative 9. And that is going to be our second part. Okay, good. That was just a little bit more challenging. Let's do another one if you need it. Let's move down to number 6. So number 6 is a new thing that we, if you were in class, learned today. If you were not in class, then that's okay. I'm going to show you here. So, oops, number 6. Sorry, I'm going off screen. Okay, so for number 6, you take a look, which one is our x equal or our y equal this time? The top one, even though it's still this kind of longer equation, the top one is the one we're going to start with because it says y equals. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole equation and we're going to substitute it in for y. How do I know it's y? Because it says y equals. All right, now, since there is a number in front of the y, and we have a whole equation, we must use parentheses here. So when we rewrite it, we're going to write the 2. Instead of y, we are going to write 6x plus 11, but we need to use parentheses because we have this whole equation. So parentheses, 6x plus 11. Then we're going to finish it, minus 4x equal 14. Now, you have to recall what we did to get rid of parentheses. Now we have to use our order of operations. So the next thing we do is distribute or multiply. So 2 times 6x is going to give us 12x. 2 times positive 11 gives us positive 22. The next part's not in the parentheses, so we're just going to bring down minus 4x and equal 14. Okay, now we gotta look. Do we have anything to multiply or do we have any like terms? And we do. We have like terms. 12x minus 4x, those are like terms. So 12x minus 4x is gonna give us 8x. Bring down our plus 22, our equals, and our 14. Now again, we only have 3 parts and only one of them has an x. So we're gonna solve it the way we always do. We're going to start by either adding or subtracting and end by dividing. So we're going to start with this add 22. So we're going to undo that by subtracting on both sides. So that gives me 8x that I brought down here. 14 minus 22 is going to give me a negative number now. It's going to give me negative 8. And then my last step is to divide by the 8 that's next to the x. Cancel that. Divide over here, negative 8 divided by positive 8, x equal negative 1. Okay, so for our answer now, remember again, x comma y, so that's the first part of our answer is negative 1. How do we get the second part of our answer? We go back to the original equation, so we're going to go back to the one we started with, even though it's longer. And we're going to rewrite it. We're going to substitute in our answer we got for x. So y equals 6, not x now, times negative 1 is what we're going to put, plus 11. Well, 6 times negative 1 is negative 6, plus 11, y equal positive 5. And that's the second part of our answer. Okay. One more for the help of the good here. So if you turn the paper over, so that leaves you with 2 and 3 and 5 on the front. I will help you with 8 if you need it. All right? So number 8, here we go. Sorry. Number 8, we start with x equal 2y minus 1, and then we have 3x minus 2y equal negative 3. All right, take a look at this. Which one says x equal or y equal? That's where we're going to start. Okay, first equation says x equals, so we're going to start with that one. Okay, we're going to take the whole thing and we're going to substitute it in for what letter? X. It tells us x, so that's going to go in for x. Since we have this big old equation here, we need to use parentheses. So I'm going to start with the 3, and then instead of x, I'm going to do parentheses 2y minus 1. Then I'm going to write the rest of it. Minus 2y equal negative 3. All right, again, I have parentheses, so I need to distribute. So 3 times 2y gives me 6y. 3 times negative 1 gives me negative 3. The rest I can bring down. Minus 2y equal negative 3. Okay, take a look. Do I have any like terms? I sure do. 6y minus 2y gives me 4y. Bring down negative, or minus 3, I'm sorry, and then bring down the negative 3 and the equal sign. Okay, here we go. Undo minus 3 by adding. So bring down 4y equal, oh, negative 3 plus 3 is 0. Oh, if we divide our 4 out, we get y equals 0. Okay, is that the first or second part of our answer? Oh, y is the second part. X would be the first part. So we got to go back and find x now. All right, use that original equation that we started with right here. So x equal to, now instead of y, we're going to use our answer here. So times 0 minus 1. Well, 2 times 0 is 0 minus 1. X equal negative 1. Okay, that is pretty much it. I want to make sure that you had some help on there. So I do believe you should be able to get the rest of those answers on your own. If you need help, please email me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a good day.